Matthew, Scarlets, do you come alive at this time of year when the Heineken Cup's about to start?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great competition to play in, and it brings the best out of you. And more than you saw is this year, obviously, with the World Cup just finished, and we've had a good, strong contingent of players involved in that. Hopefully, you can bring that experience and that belief and confidence just in time for Heineken Cup.
You looked at this a few months ago and hoped you'd have been returning to the Scarlets about this time of year as you are, but you'd have been returning as a successful Welsh captain rather than someone who just had a neck operation. Do you have a little extra going into this Heineken Cup personally?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a lot to prove, haven't I? I've just come back from an injury, and I've got to make sure I get back to my best. There's no better way in doing it, and looking forward to the opening game in the Heineken Cup against Dome. So you don't get any bigger games than this.
And you'll be very conscious that some of the stars of the whole of the World Cup were Scarlets players.
Yeah, which is great for us. Do you know what I mean? I think one thing the region has done over the last couple of years is develop our youngsters, and it goes to show it's working with the amount of players we have in the back line for the Scarlet for Wales, and like George, Scott, John Davis, and obviously Rees Priestland as well, standout player in the World Cup. We've got a fine balance, and we've got an old head like Stephen Jones to come back as well. So. Yeah, we've got plenty of strength and depth, but we've got to make sure that we play for silverware at the end of the season, because we've got that squad, we've got the strength of players within that squad, and that's the most important thing as a region this year.
French opposition of Parker Scarlet's first game, does that bring back some happy memories?
Yes, definitely. We've had plenty of French teams come to Parker Scarlets in the past, and we've had some good results against them. Played Perpignan at home last year, and a good result. So we're mindful what the French will bring, but I think we've come a long way since last season in terms of the strength of the squad. The players have gone up another level, and the belief as well. I think obviously we finished well at the end of last season in terms of getting results up in Glasgow. Blues at home, the game we played out in Ulster as well. So all that has got to make sure we continue with that when our Welsh boys come back, because they were a big part of the success I thought we had last year.
And it's all the cliche about who knows what sort of French side are going to turn up, but that one at home. But then your next two games, last year's final and Munster, who sum up the competition in some degrees.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a very tough group, but I think one thing, if you do get out your group, is you've earned the right to do it. You've come through a tough couple of games, and it puts you in a good stead for quarters and semis. But yeah, we know Munster, the success they've had in Heineken Cup, and we know how good Northampton can be in terms of a team who've developed quickly over the last couple of seasons in terms of making the final last year, and obviously unlucky to win in the end, but you can't underestimate either team in this competition, and that's one thing we'll be mindful of. But we've got to be confident as a team ourselves. I think the experience that the players we've got within the team, the hungriness we've got as players, we want silverware, and it's been a long time since we've had that at the Scarlets, which as a captain drives me on, and I've got to make sure that the players are with me on that.
Against all those sides up front is going to be pretty fearsome. You're going to be right at the heart of that battle. Have the Scarlets pack got what it takes at that level? We've got to.
I think we held our own last year, but we need to be dominant in that area, and coming up against the likes of Ospreys, Cast, Northampton, Munster. These teams have got big packs. They know how to win big games, but we've got to be able to match that. And as much as everyone says, yeah, we've got a great backline, but they're not good without any ball, and I think that's going to be the biggest task ahead of us, of getting that sort of set piece belief and confidence. But I'm confident. We've got some senior players there, with Justin Thomas, Rees Thomas, Rob McCusker now is an experienced player, with Josh coming back from injury in a couple of weeks, and we've got to build on that, and that's probably the biggest challenge ahead of us.
That first game against Castor as well, it's a big landmark for the club.
Yeah, it's massive. It just shows the experience and the mentality we have for the Heineken Cup, how much it means to the region, and it's a 100th game, and it just shows how much we want to do well in this competition. We've had great success over the years in Highland Cup games, and hopefully we can have a more memorable one this year.
And the pedigree of the sides, the Munsters, the Leicesters, the Toulouses that have already passed this 100-game mark, and you're the first Welsh region to do it. That must give you a bit of satisfaction.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. But that's something we've got to make sure that we get to the quarters this year. We've had great, like I said, we've had great success beating Munster in the quarters back in 2007. They know Mugs, we know that they've got a lot of experience within their team, but as far as concerned, we're destined for success, and it's a great competition to play in. It's going to be a massive game against Cast, and it's a must-win game at home, so it's great for the region and the fans.